Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Jay Fong here, and today I have a talk through video with you guys. I wanted today to be a very chill, let's just sit back and relax and have a quick chit chat. So recently I have been doing a spring cleaning with my wardrobe. I know it's not spring, but I do these things kind of sporadically, and whenever I feel like I just need a refresh in my wardrobe. Handbags and shoes are one of those things where if they are an investment piece, I tend to try and keep them a little bit longer in my wardrobe, but they're just two pieces that I feel like has maybe had its time in my closet, and I just wanted to talk you guys through my thought process, either talk myself into keeping them or out of selling them or whatever. So let's just jump right into it. The first handbag that I have is a Celine bag. Can you guys guess what this is? This has actually made its debut in my Celine 101 video. So this is it. This is the Celine Classic Box Bag. This is the vintage design, so it is a little bit different from what it is now, but this was from the 90s. And for a bag that was from the 90s, I purchased this pre-love, but for a bag that was from the 90s, this is in just immaculate condition. It is navy blue in this sort of like smooth calfskin leather, and then it has gold hardware and still had the vintage horse carriage closure. So this is really why I was so drawn to this bag specifically. I had just purchased the black classic box bag from Paris a few years ago, and ever since I got my hands on it, I knew I wanted the vintage version in my collection as well. So I've searched high and low for something that looks exactly like this in the perfect condition, or as close to perfect condition as possible for a bag from its 90s, and not in an insane price tag. So when I saw this bag, my heart totally skipped a beat and I had to purchase this. So everything else about this bag is more or less the same. The biggest difference is this snap closure here, which again is the horse carriage. And the strap is the real kind of key difference compared to the current box bag. Everything else on the inside still has the accordion, 3 different compartments. It has a sort of zipper component at the very back. So the biggest difference is this strap. This is an adjustable strap compared to the current design of the box bag, which doesn't have this sort of like 5 hole adjustable strap. So I really do like this design. When I purchased this, the strap was already a little bit older, and it makes sense, right? Because you're wearing it. This is kind of the one area that gets a lot of usage, but everywhere else, this bag just looks amazing. Now the reason why I'm thinking about selling this bag, and it still breaks my heart thinking about selling this bag, but I just have not really reached for it. I've maybe used this 2, maybe 3 times max since purchasing it a few years ago. I think 2 years ago now. And granted, the last year I wasn't really going out, so most of my bags weren't used, but I figured I already have one classic box bag. I don't really need another one, and I'm totally about to eat my words because I do want the classic box bag in the camel color. I mean, Anne Hathaway just wore that bag so well in The Intern, and I think it's called Intern. Yeah, Anne Hathaway wore that bag so well in that movie in the camel color that I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just such a gorgeous, the perfect brown bag that everyone can tote around. And I do like that the newer design, or at least Phoebe Philo's design, is just so sleek. It's so understated, and if you didn't know what the bag was, you just don't know that it's Celine, which is what I love about it. And I am really considering getting it in the teen size. So the teen size is one size smaller than this, not yet the small size that they used to have, which is kind of like a more squared version of this bag. But the teen size is a little bit smaller, but the strap actually sits comfortably when you want to wear it crossbody, whereas the medium size, which is the size of this one and the one that I have in black, doesn't really sit across perfectly. So that's kind of the reason why I'm thinking about letting this bag go. As much as I love it, as much as of like an eye candy this bag is, I know that it's just not getting enough love. It's just too similar from my black bag, and I feel like because this is a vintage bag, I almost feel like I have to baby it a little bit more, more so than my black classic box bag that I have. I feel like with that one, it, you know, have seen scratches, I carry it, I go on trips with it, and this bag I just really wear on occasion, and I feel like I have to baby it a lot more, and so I feel like I'm not doing this bag a justice, but it is just so gorgeous, and it doesn't really make me very happy looking at it. It's just not a bag that I reach for enough. So this is one that I am thinking about listing, but let me know you guys' thoughts. Would you guys keep this? It is definitely a vintage piece and there's nothing like it. Okay, so you guys have seen this little guy hovering over for a little bit now. So yes, this is the other bag that I'm thinking of letting it go. If you guys remember, I had talked about this bag a few videos ago, so I'll link that video for you guys. But yes, this is my Goyard tote. So here it is. You have seen this before. This is my Goyard bell chest tote. I have reviewed this. I have worn this. I have had this bag for, I want to say like 4 years now, and I just feel like it's time for it to see another home. I mean, it's still in such immaculate condition. I had actually just conditioned this and just cleaned it down, so everything about it just looks honestly brand new, except for these slight worn edges, and then the inside because, you know, like pen marks or whatnot. But other than that, it's in just such a wonderful, wonderful condition, and I'm going to sneak peek it now, but I think I'm going to sell this because I have something else on the way. So I'm gonna tease it in this video right now. But obviously, because this is a white bag, I have to baby this a little bit more than some of the other, you know, darker color bags I have. You know, because it is this canvas material though, you really don't have to baby it too much. Like I said, I've wiped it down and it still looks brand new, which is pretty amazing. Even the white parts at the bottom that I thought was already dirty, I gave it a wipe down and now it just, look at it. I mean, it still looks so new. Now, I'd be surprised if anyone told me this isn't a new bag or just like a barely used bag. I have used this to death at work. I've carried laptops. I've carried everything in it, and honestly this bag is still in such a great condition. But I have purchased a lot of bags since then in the name of using it as a work bag. I know my husband's always like, you always say that. You always say you're going to use it for work, but really, honestly, you only use one bag for work. And it's true. I really only do use one bag for work, or I tend not to switch out my bags a lot when I'm working. So I'll use one bag for like an extended amount of time and then switch it to another one. So there's really no point for me to justify a bag just because I think it's going to be my work bag. So the one thing I would say about this bag, there's just a bunch of good things I would say about this, but the one thing that I really would caution you against this bag is if you're thinking about wearing this bag actually for work and tote it around, it doesn't fit comfortably on your shoulder as a tote. I mean, you can definitely do it, but for an extended amount of time, if you're, you know, going on subways, if you're, you know, walking all the time, if you're not just going from your car to work, this does get a little bit annoying because the strap is just a hair not long enough for you to wear comfortably around your shoulders, and I don't really think it's supposed to be that way. It's just the design of the bag, right? So that's kind of like my biggest con against it, and this is my only white bag that I have in my collection. I don't know, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. It's such a pretty bag, but again, like I said, I do have something coming, and I just feel like this has lived its time, and this is hopefully gonna go to a good home with someone that is able to use this a little bit more. But I don't know, what would you guys do? Would you guys keep it? I don't know, what would you guys do? I'm not really a totes person. I don't have that many totes. I actually don't have, I mean, this is probably my only tote, and I have some like Longchamp totes, but that's totally different. I really have only been wearing my Celine mini belt bag, and I absolutely love that one for work. It just kind of fits everything. But I don't know, this is my only sort of like luxury tote. Oh, it's so beautiful though. You know how sometimes you look at something and you know that that's an eye candy, you know you love that thing, but you just don't use it. And for me, I try to spend efficiently, and I try to not spend on things that I know I'm not going to use. So kind of the same thing where if I have to justify not selling something just because it looks really pretty on the shelf, I just don't think I can justify that to myself in the long run. And whatever money I get from selling these bags will just go to another purchase that I know I'm gonna love at least for a while, and it will be in good use. I just can't justify ever having a bag on a shelf for too long and I don't reach for it. And to be honest, I really haven't been reaching for my Goyard tote or my Celine bag, and it's just kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of sad to see a luxury purchase sitting there. It's sitting pretty, but I just haven't really had the chance to use it and give it its love. So hopefully I'm gonna mull it over for a little bit longer, but these are the two bags that I'm really thinking about letting go. So if you're interested, please reach out to me. And if you know anyone that might be interested in these two bags, please reach out. In the meantime, if you guys have any questions about the Goyard bag, I made a video all about it. If you guys have any questions about the Celine box bag, I'm happy to make a follow-up video talking all about the Celine Classic bag. So let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think? Should I sell it? Should I keep it? Ugh. This is really, really hard. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!